Hey now, say now, welcome back to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty. Year 3 kicks off and it will be an exciting one as star development freshman Josh Pinto takes his first snap of his collegiate career. The redshirt freshman had a breakout development in the offseason and he gets a tough start on the road as Stanford travels to hostile territory to take on the TCU Horned Frogs. As they begin the season ranked in the top 15 and their eyes are set on their first college football playoff appearance. They head to Texas to take on the Frogs. Let's get into it. TCU punter Mike Warren sets up. He boots it deep and year 3 is off. Redshirt freshman Lorenzo Queen fields it. He's going to dash it left. He ends up squirting through the line but ends up getting taken down at the 24-yard line. Quashawn Brown was a top transfer target this past offseason and should be a go-to target for the young QB to get him settled. However, in the first quarter, Stanford leads on this run game early as Chris Davis takes the handoff. He dashes left through the hole and picks up nice yardage. Later, on 3rd and 4, Ford's going to take it this time and he gashes TCU's defense for more chunk yardage as he picks up the first down. Another third down, this time from the 26. Pat McGlockton, he comes in motion. He takes the short throw, breaks the tackle, and cuts upfield before taken down at the 10-yard line. Good play by the freshman there. 2 plays later on 3rd and goal from the 5. Pinto's going to take the snap from the gun. He bails right quickly. Defense gives chase, but he's able to sprint to the end zone. Touchdown, Stanford. The freshman QB scores the first point of the season using his legs. That showcases the plays this young phenom can make. Stanford takes a 7-0 lead after the opening drive. TCU tacks on 3 as the Cardinals get the ball back. Pinto's going to fake the handoff, then finds Mason Williams, who runs through a DB downfield, picking up good yardage. Later on the drive, Stanford looks to set up a mid-screen. It's Jalen Mbakwe. He follows his blocking downfield and runs it to the end zone. Stanford's second touchdown of the quarter. Their offense was humming early in this one. TCU found themselves down 11 at the start of the second quarter. Sophomore quarterback Aiden Schobel, he's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to throw it to a wide-open Jakyle Baker, who sprints upfield before stepping out of bounds for a first. Looking to stop them in their tracks, Stanford's going to dial up the blitz on the next play, and transfer edge rusher Jace Gilbert comes free, taking down Schobel for the sack. They force a 3rd and long from the 50, and they dial up another blitz. Schobel drops back the pass. He stands in the pocket, gets it away, and it's caught downfield. What a play by Jaquez Mount for a huge play flipping the field of position. This sets up a goal line appearance and a 4th and 2. Halfback Jeremy Payne brings the pain as he plows his way into the end zone for the TCU touchdown. They sustain a drive and cut the lead in the process, scoring 7. TCU was feeling the momentum, and then they come up huge as Josh Pinto is going to throw it over the middle, and it's picked off by star safety Kylan Jackson. He's quickly taken down, but it sets up good field position for the Frogs offense as the freshman Pinto makes his first mistake of his young career. Both teams ended up trading field goals before the half expires, making it 17-13 in favor of the Stanford Cardinal. Both teams ran the ball extremely well, with both of them going over 5 yards per carry. The defenses have keyed in on the passing game and has left them vulnerable in the run game. Let's see who's going to be able to counter. TCU got the ball out of the break, and facing a 3rd and 6, Stanford sends the blitz. It doesn't get home. Schobel's able to flee the pocket before throwing it deep to tight end Lafayette Callaway, but it's broken out by the best DB in football, Isaac Smith. Frogs force the punt. After the punt, Stanford sets up at the 42-yard line. Chris Davis takes the outside hands off. He plants his foot, then finds a hole. 20, 10. Defense stops him just at the 6-yard line. Huge run by the running back there to flip the field position. However, TCU's defense forced a 4th and goal from the 2. Inside gift to Ford is stuffed, causing the turnover on downs as the defense only relinquished 4 yards after the big run. TCU got some breathing room before facing his 2nd and inches at the 10. Payne's going to take the handoff, burst through the lane. He gets a little juke and ends up being tackled from behind before picking up 17. Few plays later, Schobel's going to make a call at his line. He takes a snap, he stands in the pocket and throws a beautiful throw downfield to number 80, Jaquez Mount for a big gain. A couple plays later, facing a 2nd and 7, he stands in the pocket before throws a strike inside the end zone for a touchdown. Horned Frogs get 7 on the board, and they end up taking the lead. Cardinals sustain a drive themselves when Michael Ford takes the handoff on the 4-yard line and he punches it in the end zone with just over a minute left. Touchdown Stanford. They take the lead before the final quarter. Stanford's ball again with just 10 to play. Josh Pinto dials up a deep shot and Quashay Brown says, "I hear you." He answers it and hauls it in. Big play touchdown for the Cardinal to extend their lead to double digits. However, TCU, they kept fighting. Facing a 3rd and 6 for the 29, blitz comes, Schobel gets it away. It's number 16, Brylan James, who breaks the tackle and on the run. He could go all the way. Touchdown, Horned Frogs. Big play touchdown as they get right back into this one. Later in the 4th quarter, facing a 2nd and 3. Pinto's going to fake the handoff. He's going to scramble right. Looks to throw it downfield, but it's picked off by edge Zach Chapman. Bad decision by the freshman QB there, and TCU takes the ball back with 6 to play. Stanford then gets him into a 3rd and 7 at the 49. Press coverage, Schobel drops back to pass and throws it up top, and it falls right in the bucket to wide receiver Brylan James as TJ Blanco has a very tough 4th quarter in this one. After the big play, 1st and goal, handoff to halfback Jeremy Payne, who dashes to the corner of the end zone, runs it in. Touchdown, Horned Frogs, and they jump right back out on top late in the 4th quarter. Stanford now finds himself down on the road. Quarterback draw to Pinto, and he dashes upfield as he sees nothing but green. He picks up huge yardage as he gets the 1st down with 4 minutes to play. Later, facing a 3rd and 4 from the 14. Just over a minute to play. He drops back to pass, looks for McGlongton, but he misses the throw. It falls incomplete. Stanford is forced to kick a field goal, and the kicker comes on, and he punches it right through the uprights, tying the game with a minute 40 to play. TCU ball now, 3rd and 6 with a minute 19 to play. Schobel drops back to pass. The line breaks down, and he's taken down for a sack by Adam Chauvelin, setting up this punt as Stanford gets the ball back. Quashawn Brown fields it. He dashes left, then quickly cuts outside to left side, and there's no one there. He jukes out the punter, breaks a tackle, 30, 20, tackled down at the 13-yard line, setting up the go-ahead field goal. It's kicked right through the upright, and the Stanford Cardinal take the lead with just 16 minutes to play. TCU takes the snap from the 25. Schobel drops back to pass. He throws it to the sideline and finds Ed Small wide open for a 1st down. Later, with 7 seconds to play, he throws it up top. It's caught by Terry Shelton. He's brought down, but time expires, and Stanford holds on to knock off the Horned Frogs 37-34 in a tough opener. Josh Pinto had 286 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he leads the team to victory. After the tough road matchup, the Cardinal head back home for their home opener and Josh Pinto's first start in front of the home fans, and they end up taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores. What a nice matchup in the first game, and the second game brings in a winless 0-2 Commodores as they head to Stanford Stadium, still looking for that first victory. Vandy was set to kick it off first to start the game. Connor Weasler boots it deep, and that's halfback Cole Tabb. He fields it from the 1-yard line. Return to set up middle. He wiggles right to wiggles back middle, and then he takes off in open field. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Cardinal. They open game 2 with an explosive play with a kick return touchdown. 7-0 early. Stanford ended up with the ball back on their own 9-yard line, facing a 3rd and 10. Wild throw by Pinto, but it's caught by Mbakwe, and he turns on the Jets. He could go all the way. Touchdown, Jalen Mbakwe. The track star burns Vanderbilt for a huge touchdown. Stanford kept the pressure on early. Facing a 3rd and 8 at the 17, Pinto navigates the pocket and throws it up deep to Pat McGlongton. He hauls it in, and the freshman connection hooks up early on that big play, up 14-0 with 4 to play in the first. This eventually sets up a 4th and inches from the 4. Quick throw from Pinto to Ishmael Cisse. He's in the end zone for another touchdown for Stanford, their 3rd of the first quarter. 1-0 in the midway through the second quarter now. Facing a 3rd and 9, Pinto's going to scramble right. He throws it to the end zone, and it's leapt up and caught by Jordan Mbakwe in the corner. Not sure if that was meant for him, but he hauls it in anyway. Touchdown Stanford. They go up 28-0. And it didn't get much closer from there. Stanford routs Vandy 49-3 in the home opener. Freshman Josh Pinto had 5 total touchdowns and 290 passing yards as he takes home back-to-back Player of the Game awards. 2 completely games to start the season as Stanford was in a dogfight against TCU where their offense fired on all cylinders, but their defense struggled mightily, giving up big plays. Pinto was up and down in the first game with his 2 interceptions, though he was efficient with a 67% completion percentage. He was 29 for 43, and in the run game, Michael Ford had a $124 with 16 carries and a touchdown. Pinto added a touchdown on the ground along with 53 big yardage. Receiving-wise, Quashay Brown and Jalen Mbakwe both had 7 catches, and freshman McLaughlin added 6 himself, where Quashawn Brown led us with 85 yards and a touchdown of his own. On the defensive side of the ball, Jalen Sumlin led the team with 8 tackles, Neely had 7, and Mattingly and TJ Blanco had 5. Bryce Jenkins led the team in TFLs, while Adam Chauvelin and transfer Jace Gilbert both had a sack each. The Vandy game was a blowout and it wasn't even close. 544 total yards of offense for Stanford, 2 takeaways, and a kick return touchdown. Pinto completed 64% of his passes, 290 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, and no interceptions. On the ground, Chris Davis led the attack with 15 carries and 107 yards with a touchdown. Jalen Mbakwe had another big game, 7 catches, a $136 in yardage, and 2 touchdowns, while Pat McLaughlin had 3 catches and 89 yards. Defensively, our defense was led by Sumlin with tackles with 11. Isaac Smith, his safety counterpart, added 9. Mattingly had 7, and Nicholson had 2. We had 4 players with 2 TFLs to lead the team, and then we also had a sack by Joe Osayan, safety Isaac Smith, and a half sack by Chauvelin and Gilbert. So that wraps up today's episode. Please hit that like button as we get into year 3. Thank you, and have a good one.